better at this shit.
Good day, modelers. I recently acquired a used Eflite P-51D Mustang 1.5 meter for a very good price. I probably did not buy it when it first came out, despite my love of Mustangs, because of the color scheme presented by Eflite in the offering. The model is patterned after an airshow Mustang flown in this paint from 1996 to 2007, when it was tragically lost in a fatal accident. It was rebuilt and returned to the skies in 2018. Another P-51, currently registered as November 151 Mike Charlie, is closer to the wartime E-2C Lu-4 aircraft scheme, but it too lacks historical accuracy. There is much conjecture amongst historians and the plastic model community as to what the actual colors were on Lu-4 during the summer of 1944. If you would like to read a bit more about it, I have provided links in the description to some of those articles. My repaint and rendition of the wartime aircraft still lacks some historical accuracy, but it looks more like the July 1944 version than most others that have attempted to replicate this model in flying form. In addition to the repaint, I installed a CADX Walk Snail Pro digital FPV system in the cockpit. The pan and tilt mechanism is a commercially available unit called the BAG, or Bad Ass Gimbal, from Motion Sick. Links are provided in the description. I also added some depth to the cockpit by adding some canopy frames, an instrument panel, and a gun sight, all designed and 3D printed by me. Although not yet installed or used in the flying video you're about to see, I did modify the supplied bomb rack to accept a small servo and a keyhole-like mechanism to a scale drop tank and 500-pound bomb. My next video will show them in action. After a very brief line-of-sight flight to trim the aircraft, I got under the goggles and flew the model FPV. Forward visibility on the ground while taxiing is pretty good, maybe even better than the full-scale aircraft. Holding full backstick to keep the tail on the ground, I advanced the throttle slowly, added a touch of right rudder to counteract P effect, and slowly released the backstick to raise the tail. The model flew off the ground quite quickly. Scale and execution, but not very scale and distance. Once in the air, it was time to have some fun with the model. The model with the stock AS3X receiver installed flies exceptionally well. However, I am not all that sure it needs a rate gyro in any axis. A faithfully reproduced Mustang in this size should fly well with no help. The stabilization probably would help in windy conditions, though you don't find me flying that often in windy, gusty conditions with any model. I balanced the propeller before these first flights, but I did notice a bit of vibration in the camera at certain throttle settings. I will have another go at it before the next flight. I also have a complete prop spinner replacement I can try. The wind had become quite strong out of the southwest during the length of this flight, so I decided to make a grass field landing into the wind. I landed a bit too nose down and almost flipped her. Here is a runway landing I made on my first FPV flight that day when the winds were light and we had a bit of fog at about 200 to 300 foot AGL. Thanks for watching. More as it happens.